Evaluating a software development company for lean startup and MVP expertise. When considering a software development company for your project, it's crucial to ensure they have a deep understanding of lean startup principles and the development of minimum viable products, MVPs. These methodologies can significantly impact the success of your product by focusing on validated learning, rapid iteration, and user feedback. Here's a detailed guide to evaluating whether a software development company aligns with these principles. Key lean startup principles. 1. Validated learning. Hypothesis testing. The company should prioritize testing business assumptions through experiments, relying on empirical data rather than intuition. This involves developing hypotheses about customer needs and behaviors, designing experiments to test these hypotheses, and using the results to inform product development decisions. Customer feedback. Continuous collection and analysis of customer feedback to validate or refute their hypotheses is essential. This feedback loop ensures that the product evolves in alignment with actual user needs and preferences. 2. Build, measure, learn cycle. Build. Develop a product or feature with the minimum functionality needed to test a hypothesis. This initial version should be quick to develop and cost-effective, enabling rapid deployment. Measure. Use metrics and analytics to gather data on user interactions. The focus here is on actionable metrics that provide insights into user behavior and product performance. Learn. Analyze the data to understand what works and what doesn't, and make informed decisions to iterate on the product. This learning process helps refine the product and enhance its value proposition. 3. Minimum viable product, MVP, core functionality. Focus on building essential features that solve the primary problem for users. The goal is to create a product that delivers value quickly while keeping development costs and time to a minimum. Early release. Release the MVP quickly to start gathering user feedback. An early release helps identify potential issues and areas for improvement based on real-world usage. 4. Iterative development. Continuous improvement. Develop the product in small, iterative cycles, making incremental improvements based on feedback. This approach allows for regular updates and enhancements that keep the product relevant and competitive. Flexibility. Be prepared to pivot based on what is learned from user interactions. Flexibility in the development process ensures that the product can adapt to changing market conditions and user requirements. 5. Pivot or persevere. Pivot. Make fundamental changes based on feedback if the current approach is not working. Pivoting involves a strategic shift in product direction, targeting new customer segments, or altering the value proposition. Persevere. Continue with the current strategy if feedback indicates it's the right direction. Persevering means doubling down on efforts that are proving successful, optimizing and expanding on what works. Build, measure, learn cycle. The build, measure, learn cycle is at the core of the lean startup methodology. 1. Build. Prototype development. Create a basic version of the product or feature to test a hypothesis. This prototype should be developed quickly, focusing on the essential aspects that need validation. Focus on essentials. Include only functionalities necessary to validate the primary assumptions. Avoid over-engineering and concentrate on delivering just enough to start the learning process. 2. Measure. Define metrics. Determine which metrics will provide meaningful insights into user behavior and product performance. Metrics should be specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART. Data collection. Use analytics tools to gather quantitative and qualitative data from real users. Effective data collection methods include user surveys, A/B testing, and behavioral analytics. Learn. Analyze data. Evaluate data to understand user interactions and validate assumptions. Look for patterns and insights that indicate whether the product meets user needs and how it can be improved. Decision-making. Decide whether to pivot, make significant changes, or persevere. Continue the current approach based on insights. This decision should be data-driven, reflecting real-world user feedback. Evaluating a software development company. To determine if a software development company adheres to lean startup principles and effectively uses the build, measure, learn cycle, consider the following. 1. Ask about their process. Explain their approach. Request a detailed explanation of their MVP development process, including the build, measure, learn cycle. Their ability to clearly articulate this process indicates their familiarity and experience with lean principles. Examples of past projects. Ask for specific examples where they applied lean startup principles. Successful case studies demonstrate their practical application of these methodologies. 2. Review their methodology. Validated learning. Check for a systematic approach to testing hypotheses and gathering user feedback. They should have a clear process for experimenting with and validating product assumptions. Iteration and pivoting. Look for evidence of iterative development and their ability to pivot based on learning. Their track record should show flexibility and responsiveness to user feedback. 3. Tools and metrics. Analytics tools. Inquire about the tools they use for measuring user interactions and gathering data. Effective use of tools like Google Analytics, Mixpanel, or custom dashboards indicates their commitment to data-driven development. Key metrics. Ask which key metrics they focus on and how they use this data to inform decisions. Their ability to identify and track relevant metrics is crucial for validated learning. 4. Client collaboration, involvement. Ensure they involve clients in the feedback and learning process, keeping you informed and engaged. Regular updates, collaborative planning sessions, and open communication channels are essential. Transparency. They should be transparent about their findings and recommendations based on collected data. This openness builds trust and ensures alignment with your business objectives. 5. Post-MVP support. Ongoing iterations. Confirm they have a plan for continuous improvement and further iterations post-MVP launch. Their support should extend beyond the initial release, focusing on long-term product evolution. User feedback integration. Ensure they have a robust process for integrating user feedback into future development cycles. This ongoing feedback loop is vital for maintaining product relevance and user satisfaction. Partnering with a software development company that understands and implements lean startup principles and the build, measure, learn cycle is crucial for the success of your MVP and overall product development. By focusing on validated learning, rapid iteration, and user feedback, they can help you develop a product that meets market needs and adapts quickly to changes, ultimately driving your business forward.